Ah, so you want to pitch. Fool. Just kidding. We're going to walk you through all the steps you need to know to become an effective pitcher. Let's get to it. First thing is, we want to make sure we look like we know what we're doing. No runners on. You can do this with a runner at third, but then you're going to have to worry about if he's trying to get off too quick or if he's trying to steal home. So a lot of guys prefer to go from the stretch with any runner on, but with nobody on, we're going to go from the windup. You can be here, here, here. You can even stand kind of sideways at an angle. Usually you have to start with both of your feet touching the rubber. Travel rules, high school rules, college rules are all a little bit different. To keep it simple, we'll say both heels on the rubber. Now, some guys like to be on the right side or the left side. Go with what you feel. As a right-handed pitcher, I like to be a little bit more on the right side. I feel like I had a better angle going away from right-handed batters. With a left-handed batter, I might move to this side to get a little more tailing action on a two-seam fastball or a changeup. Pick what's comfortable for you. Let's get throwing strikes first. So if you start in the middle, youth pitchers, a lot of times, if it's a dirt mound, you really got to go wherever the hole isn't. Left foot starts. If I'm a righty, I'm going to turn and I'm going to step against the rubber. I don't want to step on it. I don't want to step like half and half. Some pitchers do like to hook the rubber. It also puts your ankle in a position where it doesn't have a lot of leverage because it's kind of weakened by that little kink in your ankle. So putting it right here against it and then thinking about locking down our heel. As I go to lift, lock down that heel. Step, turn my foot, leg lift. When I get to the top, this foot's just dangling here. We're nice and loose. I'm going to lead with my hip, stay nice and tall. I don't want to fall this way with my shoulders. I want to fall with my hip leading. Fall, and as soon as you feel that little falling feeling in your stomach, like when you're sitting in a chair and you go, whoa, 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 that's your cue to drive. So we're here, we're up, lean, drive, and we're still staying back in this hip as long as we can. As our foot goes forward, leading with our heel, right before it lands, this opens, keeping our shoulders closed as long as we can. This is going to rotate. This is going to get on top of our ball here, and we're going to accelerate through our zone. Hand can only go as fast as it can go for 4 inches. You want that to be right at the end. Anything sooner, and our hand will actually be slowing down at release. That's why our ball goes all over the place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, what does my back leg do? On my follow through. So as my knee goes down, my hands break. This is how we are in sync here. Once I go to throw, this is going to kick over. If you're a coach or a player, let that happen naturally. We don't want to try to kick early. A lot of guys end up trying to kick and they end up doing this and they're jumping off that back leg. When our front foot hits, we're still engaged to the rubber. We are going to drive down. That's going to pull all of this through, and our hips switching is what's going to straighten out this front leg. It can help to pull bands, and we'll show you that drill real quick. This is going to help you understand how this works. I'm here, I land, and my hips open, and I'm landing into my power position. As I drive forward, this action is what locks this out. I'm driving down, and this straightens this out. The more force our front leg can absorb, the harder we're going to throw. What we're really dealing with here is a transfer of energy. This is all to gather and then release. A pitching motion is actually a tangential motion. It's a rotational movement into a linear release. The energy should go with the ball. We don't want to throw and run forward. Your brakes in your hips and back of your shoulder are actually what's making the ball whip out front. Think about being here. So if I went to throw, the recoil is just as important as going forward. That's why we don't want to go run down the mound. Now, eventually somebody's going to get on base. Now we're going to go from the stretch. While we want to be quick to home plate from the stretch, we want to make sure we're throwing a quality pitch. That's our number one objective. As the pitcher, we're really just putting the ball in play. Come set, make sure we pause. And the easiest way to think of where I should be when I go forward is start with your windup. And that moment you feel like you're pushing forward, reverse. And so now I know it's right here. So I want to get here and go. I don't want to take too much time, but I also want to be quick to the plate, give my catcher a chance to throw the runner out. But there are other ways to keep the runner close besides trying to be super quick to the plate. If we go here and just break, we're not going to get a lot behind the ball, and we're not going to make as many quality pitches. We want to have a little baby balance here at least before we go home. Plus, a well-coached team is going to see slide step, and they're going to shut it down anyway. Most teams, if you can slide step the whole time and beat them, tip your cap, you deserve to win. So from here, varying our looks, 1,000, 2, 1,000, go. Sometimes come set. 1,000, go. Sometimes just come set and hold. Get the runner antsy to go. If you're going to step off here. Or if you're going to pick off, all you have to do is take this back foot off the rubber. So you can step forward and pick. You don't always have to step backwards. With a runner at second, watch my back heel. As I come set, I'm going to quarter turn. I'm going to lift and make sure I get all the way to the top before I turn in and go. I'm selling that I'm going home. Don't worry about trying to fool him. Just sell that you're going home before we turn in. Turning your back heel is going to give you more room to do that. If you want to do a quick pick, hips and then throw. I'm here, I see my shortstop give me daylight, which is just open glove. Boom. Make sure I get the throw off as quickly and as accurately as possible. A lot of pitchers try to be too quick on pickoffs. Sometimes they'll pick off to first, trying to be too quick, and now we threw him a triple. Now he's sitting there at third base. All it takes is a ground ball to score him. Accuracy over quickness. It's great to pick guys off, but what we're trying to do is keep him honest. Keep him from getting too big of a jump. Through here, boom, go. This also makes it easier because we're not stepping here and then turning and running into that big hill off the back of the mound. We know what we're stepping into when we do that move. Here are some quick drills to get you more comfortable on the mound. Do these during bullpens. Do these when you're playing catch. We always want to throw twice as much on flat ground as we throw pitches with intensity on the mound. So anything you try to throw hard on the mound, let's say you throw 40 in a bullpen, 80 on the weekend. It's 120 pitches. Now we need to make sure we have at least 240 hard throws during the week, which is quite a few, to make sure that our arm is conditioned for that number of pitches. So as a pitcher, we're gonna throw a lot. And we can do that when we play catch. We can do that during our long toss, probably during ground balls or fly balls, because we're probably playing a position as well. But we're not just gonna get up on the mound and crank out a bunch of throws. Throwing downhill off of a mound actually puts more stress on your shoulder than throwing on flat ground. You're actually better throwing up the mound in terms of arm health than throwing down the mound. Because remember, we're capturing all this energy, riding the slope down the mound and driving through. So it's putting more force on the back of our shoulder and our elbow and all the muscles involved than we are when we're playing catch on flat ground. Here's a couple drills you can do to get more comfortable in your motion. One, walking windup. So we're here, step, up, go. I'm just walking into my windup. Hands apart, step, up, go. Another one, we're here, step off here, come set, step back, up, go. Step back drill. So I'm here, 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 step back, up, go. We really want to make sure we're getting everything loaded into our back hip. Some guys, depending on how your hips work, will feel more comfortable and stronger dropping and driving. It's a good amount, but it's not most people. Try tall, fall leading with your hip, staying as tall in that back leg as you can. And if that just feels like you have nothing in your lower half and you want to drop a little bit more and drive, just remember you're flattening the ball out a little bit. When we're taller, we have more of a downhill angle, tougher on the hitter. The more we can keep that advantage, the better. Another one, we're gonna cross my left foot over my right, up, go. Just crossing this here. Cross, up, go. Keeping my front foot and front hip closed as long as possible. When my back leg does kick over, think about having like a stripe down your pant leg. You don't want it to face the side. So if there's a mirror here, we don't want to throw and go like that. It's throw, kick, or here. We're not gonna have the stripe of our pant facing the mirror on our arm side. The most important thing for players in terms of throwing strikes is being nice and loose here, staying closed as long as possible, and then accelerating as late as possible. Pick a spot where you're aiming. So if you're aiming at his mask, a lot of guys will aim at his glove, especially in bullpens. Have your catcher keep his target up. If you're missing to one side consistently, have your catcher move over or move where you're aiming over 8 inches. Sometimes it's like you're playing Fortnite and your sights are just a little off. Just adjust your sights. When my hands break, elbow, thumb are my guide. They can be pointed here, 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 here. I don't care. Thumb, elbow at our target. When your hands break, these will be equal. You can't be like this and this or this and this. Equal. They can be here. They can be here. They can be here, here, here. Just make sure we get even. And then when this turns, this will go up. With our front arm, as soon as this turns, I'm pulling my chest to my glove. Don't just let this fall here. Here, turn, pulling my chest to my glove. We're really working around our glove, but it helps for players to think of pulling their chest to their glove, driving forward towards the plate. And last but not least, horseshoe, four-seam grip on your fastball. You can be this way, you can be this way, but it's gonna help you to pick the same one every time on your four-seam. Four-seam is gonna be our most accurate fastball. We'll get into two seams, change-ups, sliders, curveballs, and all the other stuff as we go. For now, start pumping strikes, build up your lower half, and if you find your legs getting tired while you're pitching, go run some hills, build up your lower half strength, your lung capacity, you'll recover really fast. I'm Swaggin' Shades, hope that helps.